Good afternoon. Hi, everyone. Thank you for the shush. Good afternoon. My name is Dave Schmittlein, and I'm Dean of MIT's Sloan School of Management. Thank you so much for coming out for today's Finance Forum, Frontiers in Finance. You know, this is the fifth of these forums that we've done. We began in 2012 here in New York City, and then took, if you will, the show on the road. We've done the forum in London and in Shanghai and in Boston, and we're just delighted to be able to be back here in New York, helping our community come together. It's been great to see so many alumni coming out for these events, certainly to have so many of our alumni and friends and corporate partners, and I think there are some students here today as well. In fact, if there are any students, do you want to raise your hand? That's very good. Good. So, very important, you have to please eat. This is the most important job that I have, is to say, eat during the program. So I want to see some forks. There we go. Forks are moving. Thank you very much. I'm proud of our history in finance. Some of you have heard me say this before. If modern finance was invented in any one place, it was invented at MIT. But it's not just a historical truth. We are committed, completely serious, in owning the best of modern finance and in bringing the benefits of those concepts and methods to the needs of today through today's faculty. So just as I'm proud of our history, I'm proud of our finance faculty, from our most senior faculty to the people that we've just hired in the last few years, who honestly are doing just extraordinary things. And you're going to get to hear from a mix of those faculty and friends this afternoon. As part of that commitment to finance, in 2008, we launched the Master of Finance program. Its first graduates finished in 2010. We now graduate 120 students in finance, in addition, of course, to our MBA, EMBA, and Sloan Fellows program. In 2010, we also graduated our first set of MBA students who went through our new finance track. In 2013, we launched the Center for Finance and Policy at MIT Sloan, whose faculty director, Debbie Lucas, will be speaking this afternoon. So it isn't just a history, it is a present that I think warrants your pride and warrants your gathering today. In fact, just to take from the current news, Stu Myers winning the 2015 Onassis Prize for Finance, Steve Ross winning the Deutsche Bank Financial Economics Prize for this year. Just an extraordinary faculty doing extraordinary things. I'd like to ask you to do a couple things, and then I have the pleasure of introducing the Master of Ceremonies. First, if you have thoughts about today's program or content, let us know. Use your voice. We are open and eager to hearing from you about the kinds of activities that we should be engaged in to be the world's most prominent, most impactful group in finance. Give us your ideas. You can do that today. You can do it using my email or Antoinette Shore's email address, ashore@mit.net. Write to me. I'm easy to find. Second, use your voice with the community outside of MIT. Tell someone that you work with, that you know, that you respect. Tell someone something interesting from today's activities. We're doing more to reach out to alumni and to the world through communications, through media, and so on, but one of our most important channels, one of our most thoughtful channels, is you. Please use your voice on behalf of the school as well. Third, please stay engaged with MIT Sloan. reunions, events like this, club events, mentoring, and so on. There are lots of ways to be engaged, and we have lots of external relations staff who would be eager to help you think through the ways that are right for you. Fourth, be mindful of our students. Whether it's mentoring or internships, or again, using your voice to be sure that your organization knows that we have some great students, they're finishing degree programs, and they might be right for your organization. Please think of our students and the ways that your firm might engage with them. And last, you know I'm going to ask you for philanthropic support, and you're not wrong. It's not just my job, but it is my passion to suggest to you that I think that this school is worthy of your support, and I know that in order to sustain and protect this important activity, we need your support. We aren't where we need to be in a number of respects. Yes, we have great faculty. Yes, we have great students. But their voices don't get the megaphone that they need to get because we still don't have the means to project those faculty voices around the world, and so on. Please, I was so delighted to see in the attendee list that over half of you, in fact, I think over 3/4 of you, are already supporters of MIT and or MIT Sloan. Please continue that support. It matters. Now, I'm just delighted to introduce this afternoon's Master of Ceremonies, Eric Rosenfeld. Eric is a retired hedge fund manager. Among his responsibilities and activities last year, he served as a senior lecturer for MIT Sloan, teaching an advanced finance course for us. He serves on the Finance Group Advisory Board for MIT Sloan and also on MIT Sloan's North American Executive Board. He was the founding partner for a hedge fund, the Quantitative Alternatives, LLC. He holds multiple degrees from MIT, including in 1975, a bachelor's degree in economics, and in 1979, a PhD in finance from MIT Sloan. At that point, for 5 years, he went and taught finance at Harvard Business School before entering the private sector. In short, you're in extremely good hands this afternoon. Please welcome Eric Rosenfeld.
Thank you. You forgot to mention that I was also a founder of Long-Term Capital. I just want to go on the record and say it wasn't me, it was the other guys. So for the past few years, I've taught a fixed income course with a fellow Sloan grad, Simon Majd. Simon has 2 sons currently attending college and getting ready to enter the workforce. When they were home last Thanksgiving, they grabbed their dad and asked him, "What does it take to be successful in business?" Simon told them that you either need to be hardworking, curious, inventive, globally aware, and have leadership qualities, or you need to be lucky. Without missing a beat, the younger son asked him, "How do you become lucky?" I was so lucky to be at Sloan at a time when a new paradigm in finance was being created right at the doors of 50 Mem Drive. It was 40 years ago in 1975 that I was fortunate to take 2 courses, one from Fisher Black and the other from Bob Merton. They were very different courses. Fisher's course had no syllabus, just 60 questions. On the first day, he would ask the first question, and for the rest of the term, we continued to wade through the list. Typically, Fisher would start the class by asking one of the questions, which at first glance seemed very simple and straightforward. He would then wait for someone to attempt to answer it. After an awkward minute of silence, one of the PhD students in the front row would give it a go. they would give the classic finance answer. Fisher would then pick up some chalk and, without saying a word, turn to the blackboard and in slow, big letters write one word: no. He had dreamed up some counterexample which would put the theory to a test. Fisher did this not to be obstinate, well, maybe he did, but to get you to really think about the issue and not just spew out the textbook answer. Bob's course was very different. It was completely organized. He had detailed mimeograph notes, remember this was pre-Xerox, laying out a unified model of the foundations of finance. And his exam questions always had a slight subtle twist, which if you jumped at the answer, you most certainly missed it. An example of this might be, what is the risk of an oil exploration company, and how would that translate into an expected return? The knee-jerk answer is that oil exploration is a risky business with huge variability of outcomes and therefore has a high expected return. In Fisher parlance, this is a big fat no. The more intuitive student will focus on CAPM and the beta of the company. As we all know, beta is the idiosyncratic risk denominated in market risk terms times its correlation with the market. At first glance, this correlation is zero, since the prospect of finding oil is uncorrelated with the market, thus the beta is zero. But this is only partial credit. You miss the subtleties. The business is not just the prospect of finding the oil, it is that combined with the price of oil. So the revenues of the business are P times Q, and Q is uncorrelated with the market, but the price of oil most certainly is not. Thus, even if the correlation of revenue is low, the beta could be high, and hence the expected return, because the idiosyncratic risk of oil is high. The running joke at MIT at the time was that for Fisher's class each year, the questions stayed the same, but the answers changed. And for Bob's class each year, the answers stay the same, but the questions are different. Well, this is a long-winded story hoping to demonstrate that these two different approaches would seek not to simply teach you how to apply equations in finance, but the critical thinking necessary to build models to enhance your intuition. This is what exemplifies MIT Sloan Finance Department. We have a great program for you today entitled The Frontiers of Finance. So without further ado, let's get to it.